Welcome to Royally Unhinged, the podcast where we talk all things marketing, networking, and a little bit of wizardry. It's all the things that you needed to know and some of the things that you didn't know that you needed to know. And I am Tara B with my co-host,
Princess Paula.
And we are Royally Unhinged.
All right, I have my clipboard.
Oh, this is official.
And I'm ready. I have a clipboard.
This is official.
As much as I love technology, and I do, because I teach all things AI, I love me some paper and a pen.
Paper's great.
And markers.
I have a client that would greatly appreciate this.
I know you're out there, folks. You are the ones who still like stickers and Sharpies and different colored gel
the paper
pens.
calendars.
I do have a paper calendar.
Yep.
You
know who you are.
I'm very much a Google calendar person. Like, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. But I still have a paper calendar hanging in my office.
It's nice to have.
I come from northwestern Ontario, which our main industry is trees and the paper mill. So I'm all about using paper whenever possible.
Solid.
You know, we may have come to the digital age for a lot of things, but paper, toilet paper will always be paper.
It's well,
not gonna change.
It might.
All right, so today on our episode 2 of Royally Unhinged. So I'm going to tell you a really great, not so great, I'm going to tell you a story. And it is a marketing story, and we're going to dissect this a little bit.
Okay.
And it's going to lead into some fun conversations. Now, this is kind of like a blind react for Tara. She knows I just told her I'm going to tell her a story about something. And then we're going to talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so we're going to talk about Belle Gibson. Not Mel Gibson, Belle Gibson. Who's Australian. And I'm just going to give you the background of the story. And some of you might know about the story because she was very, very big. She was very much an influencer. Early 2000s is when she was popular. But it's such an interesting story from a marketing perspective, which is what we do. So,
is it what we do?
And well, we try to do.
Just kidding. We
like to think we do that.
We do it.
Okay, so Belle Gibson, she's from Australia, and I'm going to give you the abbreviated as much as possible. But so the full story is she lies. And she did a really big lie. So she started becoming an influencer. She's on the old Insta. And she's starting to build a following. And then she starts telling all of her followers that she has cancer. Then she's like, I'm not going to use any modern medicine. I'm going to heal it naturally. And she's going to drink like green smoothies and lots of fruit and vegetables and like a whole diet, and start saying like, yes, I'm curing my cancer through this. And she creates this whole health and lifestyle. Like, if you eat like this, you can get rid of your cancer. And then she creates an app called the Whole Pantry. And it's this whole thing with like recipes and exercise and mindfulness and like the whole package. And meanwhile, she's putting out this messaging that she's going through like radiology and she's, curing her cancer. And all these people are looking at her going, you look amazing. Like, if you have this severe, like, brain cancer.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you look so amazing for someone that has brain cancer. And people who had cancer were watching her journey and were like, well, we're going to do what you're doing.
Oh, no.
Because you look so healthy and so good. And so then she gets more and more followers, and she's getting more popular because that is the nature of social media. And so now she's getting more popular, and now Apple comes along and says, we're just getting to release the Apple Watch.
Yep.
We want your app, this Whole Pantry app, to be part of our release with the Apple Watch. Mm-hmm. So she gets a huge deal from Apple. At the same time, she gets a huge book deal because her story is so profound. So she gets all this money ahead of time, like an advance for a book advance. And meanwhile, she's telling her followers shortly thereafter, oh, I just got diagnosed with even more cancer. So now I got a second and a third kind of cancer. And she'll do these posts of like, oh, I'm so sad.
It seems sketchy to me.
But everyone was just like, look how brave she is. And she's so brave and she looks so good and she's so strong. And we just like the cult following, right? Like people just adore her. And the interesting thing is, when she got the book deal and she got the deal with Apple, no one had ever fact-checked her story. Because she was so positive, so well-known, so popular, so viral, that no one ever checked her story. And it got bigger and bigger. And she was like, with this app she had developed, she was making crazy money.
She making bank.
Like crazy money for all these people subscribing to her subscription platform.
Yeah.
So I was watching a documentary. There's a documentary online you can watch, or like on Netflix. You can get on Netflix, and it's Belle Gibson. It's the whole story. Because eventually, when things started getting so big, and she was getting on these TV shows, and everyone was like, "You look great!" Like for someone who has all this cancer.
Right.
And finally, there's an investigative journalist. There always is.
That's like
something doesn't seem right.
That's
Starts
just life.
going back in her history, finds out that when she was a teenager, she used to tell people she was sick and dying. Like she's like a compulsive liar.
Oh my god.
Her whole cancer story is when she basically borrowed from this other kid that had cancer, and so.
Sad.
But I'm watching this, and I was like, I need to talk to Tara about this, because this is part of the problem with social media.
Yes. I love social media.
It's like the dark side of social media, and people are so addicted to it. And as two people who are in the marketing space, whenever we're working with our clients, they're always like, are you going to do my social media? I need to be on social media. I need to be on these platforms. And my question is always, why?
Why?
What makes you think you need to be on all these platforms? Okay, so I'm going to pause here for a minute for your thoughts.
About the story in general, or about being on social media with clients?
D, all the above.
So, first of all, that story, I've never heard that story before. I have not watched the documentary. I did not know. So, first of all, hearing that, it's like it's a toxic trait, number one. But number two, that morphs right into social media being a toxic trait. And everybody thinking, and this is coming from me, I've been doing social media.
I need a bell so I can go ding, correct.
I know. It's like, and I've been doing social media for my clients. And when I started in this industry, it was always like call to action, sell, 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 sell. It's not authenticity, which comes back about all the lies that we see on social media in general.
Well, because for all intents and purposes, if you look at her story, if it was somebody from a marketing perspective, you would go, she's doing everything right.
Yeah.
She's getting traction. She's going viral. She's got all these followers.
Yeah.
She's making money. She's doing it right. Except it was a lie.
Except it was a lie. Which actually, this turns right back around. So, and we talked about this in our last episode, but when the TikTok shutdown happened, and you remember when everyone was doing like, I'm leaving the platform. I'm going to tell you the lie that I've told everybody.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you have to explain
How many
that.
people got
because there might be
canceled?
some people that, oh my gosh.
It was a trend. It was a trend for the entire shutdown. Like,
when TikTok was going to be banned and it was going offline, and everyone was like, this
They were
Friday is going to be
freaking
the
out.
last time for TikTok in the US, it's going away.
which I should say, a lot of those people, they didn't focus on their Instagram account or their YouTube. Like, their sole following was only on TikTok.
Yes.
So when this ban was the world's gonna end, everybody was freaking out. So it became a trend that every one of these big people that had so many followers, like hundreds
Big
of thousands
influencers.
and big influencers, they started putting, and it was to some certain song. I don't remember what song it was, but
In the eyes of the angel, fly away. Yeah. Their thing is like, we're
Almost.
going to reveal the big secret that you've never known about me since this is the last post I'll ever have.
And a majority of it, it was a fake lie. It was a lie. Whatever they were saying.
Some
was
of them
just
were
to
so
try-
bad. Like, their entire platform.
But some of them were real, that their entire platform was like built on this one lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden they're going, okay, here's the truth to all my millions and millions of followers and I've made my career off of, this was all fake. And people were just like, what?
And it was just jaw drop. So many people, I think, got canceled from that. But I think their goal was, number one, we're going to hop on this last trend to say that we were part of this last trend before TikTok dies.
Mm-hmm.
But they were trying to put something so jaw-dropping that all of these people, because then everyone's like, TikTok's going, I'm going to go away. But hey, hop over to my Instagram. I don't have as many followers over there because it's a whole different platform. But go follow me on there. Find out the rest of my story. So, like, they use that for clout. Oh, I haven't used that word for a while.
Girl.
Clout.
Good
I hate
one.
that word.
We need a list. I'm writing that down. Clout.
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 C-L-O-U-T.
Clout. The word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. Royally Unhinged word of the day.
Clout.
Let's see how many times we can use it.
Okay, so for clout, all of these clouters would really like to clout all their clouty clout ways.
We're losing people.
I'm losing it. But no, it was like, and then TikTok went down for 12, I don't know. There's still speculation on how long it went down.
We have to pause. We have to build this out for people because this is so hilarious. I mean, when you think about this, huge, massive influencer, big following, super famous, and they're like, oh, this is my last post. Goodbye, TikTok. It was so great. I've loved all of you. Here are all my deep, dark secrets, things you'd never known. Shocking, shocking, shocking. And then like 12 hours later, just kidding. We're back. And it's that moment of like,
oh no, and then it was that sound that they played it with when they're like, hey.
Oh yeah, that like,
how y'all doing?
Like,
and
just
it was
kidding.
Like, I didn't mean it. JK, LOL. No.
Unless you're Duolingo.
Unless you're
that whole channel is awesome.
Okay. That's
so
no.
good.
That's going to be, we're literally, I think we need to dedicate an entire podcast to Duolingo and their marketing tactics because OMG. And then we can rope in Wendy's with
S'il vous
that.
plaît. I should be doing this in a different language. We'll have to do Duolingo. We'll have to be dubbed over. And like
no.
Again, if you don't know,
Spanglish.
Go check it out ahead of time before we do the episode on Duolingo. If you want to learn another language, you download the Duolingo app and it teaches you how to speak another language.
It's like Rosetta
fabulous.
Stone,
we love it.
but
Hashtag
updated.
Duolingo. You can be a sponsor. Just saying.
I would love you as a sponsor.
That'd be awesome. Okay.
dope.
So TikTok.
For clout.
We'll give you all of the clout.
Oh, the clout.
Clout. So yeah. So those people though, there are people on TikTok. We're just picking that platform in particular.
Yeah, I'm sure it happened
where they built a whole image, a whole following, everything behind a lie.
Yep.
But that's the catch with social media is you don't know when it's a lie or not.
You don't.
Because there's no way to really know when you're looking at something anymore. I think at one time more of it was real, but we've come to a place where you have no idea if it's real or not.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the happy stories don't sell. It's the dramatic stories that do. So the more dramatic, the more jaw-dropping, the more like unhinged that you can actually make a story. That's what gets the algorithm all happy and excited and makes that go viral and all of that crap.
It's clickbait.
It is clickbait.
But like I think of this, like the more I watched the story about Belle, she's just literally a compulsive liar and was just building this like, and then once you add money into it, I think that's the money can just cloud can cloud things because once people start making money and get the high of all the followers. Okay. Once upon a time, I did have a video on TikTok go viral. It took a lot of work to make it go viral, but I wanted to see if I could do it just to see what it took. But when I saw those numbers, like over 1 million views, it's dopamine. It's a drug.
It's exciting.
It does something to your brain. So I can't imagine if there was money attached to that where I was getting the attention and making tons of money.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'll lie. No, just kidding.
No. She won't lie.
I won't lie.
But no, I had, because I own a couple different companies. So besides Dapper Dog Marketing, I
hustle.
I also own Good Dog Apparel, which I have a TikTok account on there. So if you want to buy clothes. But anyway, so.
What do you mean apparel?
So it's like, it's just pet parent-centric clothes. It's for humans. It's not for dogs. I mean, I have like collars and stuff, but there's like coffee
for humans?
mugs. Yeah,
or dogs.
The collars are for the dogs.
It's like what kind of
the t-shirts and the clothing is for the humans.
Next episode we'll be wearing a collar.
Not sponsored. But no, and I started that.
No judgment if you like to wear dog collars.
If you identify,
we don't judge, and we don't.
I don't care. Do what? Anyways,
I identify as a clipboard.
So, anyways, I own this other company called the Good Dog Apparel.
Do you remember the paperclip?
Clippy. They just mentioned that yesterday. Okay, yesterday I spoke at a small business workshop for the Cottage Grove Area Chamber. They held this small business workshop. There were like 6, 7, 8 different topics, like cybersecurity, chamber membership stuff. It was branding. It was all of this stuff. But there was a guy from Microsoft Pilot there, and he mentioned Clippy. And I was
oh my gosh. If you know, you know. The talking paperclip when you were in Word, and it would be like, hey there, do you need help figuring out what to do?
It was the AI of the generation back then.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. We went off the rails.
Okay, so Good Dog Apparel Co. So I do have a TikTok account for Good Dog Apparel Co. on TikTok. I just said that. I have an account on TikTok for that. I have like 11,000 followers or 11,500 or something like that. But
you beat me.
I did.
But
it's all because of dogs.
She has more clout.
It's all dogs though. So there's like
dogs are watching it? Dogs are your followers?
Yes. Actually, yes. Because that's what you did in COVID is all of the
dog accounts. Oh, everybody had an Instagram for their pets.
So all of the dogs.
I'm sorry if you have an Instagram page for your dog. It's weird.
I had one for Chase.
Okay.
But I don't use it. Mm-hmm. It's just out there in La La Land. But anyway, so I did put some money for promotion behind it because, again, I wanted to see like what it actually did. In general, on TikTok, animal videos generally do quite well.
Very well.
So there wasn't a whole lot that I had to do, but in certain ones it was like, ooh, Harry Potter reference. So there was a video where I'm actually like unboxing an order of coffee mugs that I just got in, and I, split. Just go check it out. Check out the video. It's Good Dog Apparel Co. on TikTok if you still have TikTok, or if you don't, I don't know what to do. I think it's on Instagram. But anyway, so I was putting some money behind it. So I think the ending, it did not get 1 million views. I'll tell you that. But I think it ended up with like 22,000 or something.
Nice.
But I had to put money behind it.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at, like,
well, okay.
Money.
So back to Belle.
Back to Belle.
And Belle Gibson, that name, not even a real name.
Belle.
But all these people who had cancer were watching her and were so inspired by her. And they were just like, I want to be like her. And they would listen to her. And they were just like, I want to be her best friend. And she seems so nice.
Wasn't there a TV show around this?
Well, it could have been. It could have been like another docu-series type thing.
It was like similar to like Grey's Anatomy, but it was another medical show or something. I'll have to find it. If I find it, I'll put it down in the thing.
Okay, but this leads me to the thought of why, and this is a Paula opinion, it's not verified or
it's
necessarily,
not fact.
But when now people are watching stuff online, I think it's harder to get traction sometimes as a business because people are becoming skeptical, or they just look at everything as being fake, or it's clickbait. And so, more and more of these stories are coming out where it's just kind of like, it's hard. It's creating some confusion in the marketing space.
It is. And I feel like, and this is why I when I used to do social media back in the day, before it got to what it is today, it was all, it was not authentic. It was all trying to sell. It was about putting out stock photos, which I hate using stock photos.
Again, if you're using stock photos because you can't even keep your head above water and you're just trying to find anything.
This is no judgment. You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
For me, for my clients.
Yes.
I do not
I think it's better to have almost nothing, no posts, than stock, because they just reek of inauthenticity.
Yes.
No clout.
So this is just a tip. Hashtag no clout. But this is just a tip for you guys too. If you're struggling with, you're like, no, I gotta put something out. I gotta put stock photos out, all that stuff. The number one thing that people love is working with people, not businesses. So the more that you guys are putting yourself out there, you're being less authentic. You're putting out just swarms of crap. No, I shouldn't say crap. You're just putting out a whole bunch of stuff.
We listen and we don't judge.
No, we don't judge because you're doing what might be working for you or whatever it is. But the biggest thing I can say is just be authentic with what you're putting out there. Be personable with what you're putting out there.
That's what Belle was doing, but it was just all a big
It was
fat
just
lie.
a lie. Don't lie to
Big
people.
fat lie.
Be transparent with people. These are all
Because
just
you know what?
normal values.
But there are people that are doing that with their brand and their companies.
Yeah.
And you will be found out. You will. The truth always comes
It
out.
always comes out one way or
And
another.
then it's so bad.
Just ask my mom from back in the day when I would come home and... Tara, what are you doing?
Did you lie?
No.
My poor kids, I'd always tell them, right is right even if no one is doing it, and wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it.
Oh.
Life lessons. Life lessons with Princess Paula. Yeah,
That's a new series.
that was
There's so...
famous quotes. Not so famous quotes.
No.
Okay, so anywho, I saw the whole Belle thing, and we'll wrap that one up with a bow, but I was just kind of looking at that going, how easy it is to lie and make millions and get a platform.
It's
like
so
it's
easy
so
these days.
easy now. It's frighteningly easy. And then it flips everyone over to where they're what's the word? Skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
They're skeptical. So then
Of the genuine ones that are actually out there and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, of when you're actually trying to market your business, you have a great product, you're trying to tell people, and everyone's just like, is that real? Are you legit?
Well, and it's even looking at just the imagery that you're putting... Sorry, I'm going back to the imagery, but it's, the Photoshop things that you're putting out there. You're this size, but you decide to squinch in your waist
Tara!
and you see the back wall that's...
Tara! I love that you're bringing this up. Tara! I watched a video this morning as I was getting ready. Usually it's Judge Judy, so basically I've become a lawyer because I've watched Judge Judy every morning for the last 5 years.
Lawyer
But
Princess Paula. Ready for
today,
hire.
I will not give you legal... Well, I could give you... Okay.
No,
Anyway,
we won't go there.
So,
This is not legal advice.
I was watching this YouTube video about, and I won't name names, but there was, okay, I gotta be really vague. Anywho, there was a Christian broadcasting company, and there was a husband and wife that were running it, Daystar, and it's fine. There's a YouTube video. It's all been exposed.
Okay.
But their marketing department was behind locked doors, so only the people that had a key could get into the marketing literal department. They had to all sign like
non-disclosures and stuff.
because they were photoshopping all of the photos of the owners and their family, and they made all of the employees sign all of this stuff so they could not reveal that they were photoshopping all of the photos of the husband and wife. And it was just like, you gotta stop, people. Like, it's one thing to fix up some blemishes and maybe, get rid of one of your chins, but
I do that.
when you're, full disclosure,
Seriously, full disclosure.
I
I do
have
that.
asked photographers, like, can we just, fix things up, but not, take off inches necessarily and
No.
make me look like an AI
Don't lift
person.
my nose, shorten my forehead, squinch in my jaw, pin back my... No.
But we already have people not believing things that they see because they know between Photoshop and AI,
Yep.
you look at things and you can't tell what's real anymore.
Yep.
Add to that the fact that people are just blatantly lying.
Yeah.
Marketing's a mess. This is why it's a mess.
It is a mess. Marketing
Okay.
is a mess. Messy
This
marketing.
is why when we work with clients, and I'm telling people to create video, and they're like, well, I'm not good on video. I need to have a script. I'm like,
No,
no.
you don't.
Get on, press record, start talking. Let people see the mishaps and the mistakes because then they know it's real.
What do you think half of this is?
And
right
it's authentic. You can't edit this, friends. There ain't no Photoshop to fix this hot mess.
There's nothing here.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
But this is why people who try to make things too nice and perfect, it's like, let people see that it's real and it's authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, so now,
Back to the clipboard.
so
Clippy,
I
the
wanted
clipboard.
to make sure I got to talk about ASMR. So we're each going to share today a really fun example. I'll go first.
Okay.
So we're going to share a fun example, a fun marketing example. So I think I actually already told you this, but I'm going to share it for our friends. I do not know what's wrong with Tara right now. If you're listening to
How
this,
many times did she just say example?
It's because I got clout. So, hashtag got clout. So I recently was on a little, I was going to say speaking tour. Let's be real. I went to a little small town in Minnesota and stayed in like a Best Western. But, and they gave me a poolside room, which I'm very grateful for the room. I'm very grateful that they gave me a room. There was very loud people in the pool that I stayed up very late listening to. Anywho, what I absolutely loved. Now I'm going to tell you something. It's super simple. You can use this, you can borrow this and steal this because this is what marketing is all about. I checked into said hotel, and by the time I got to my room with my luggage and my snacks,
Yeah, I got your snacks.
so I walked in my room and ding, ding, I got a text on my phone. I went, oh, what pray tell is this? And I looked, and the text was from the front desk, and it said, I hope your check-in went really well. If there's anything you need that we can bring to your room for you, just let us know. And I went, brilliant. Absolute brilliant. It was the human touch without being pushy and obnoxious, but it was following up. It was great customer service. It was simple. It was probably automated. They probably have an automated system that, whatever, 30 minutes after someone checks in.
Something.
Whether they triggered it themselves or they have a program that after 30 minutes after someone checks in, send them a text message.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Do it however works for you in your life. But something that simple, so effective.
So I have 2 examples.
Please.
Okay. So first example, I brought the kids. We were going to Home Depot in Inver Grove to pick up an order. Minnesota. And when we got there, we were waiting for a little bit, but when they finally brought out the thing to deliver it to the car, one of the guys that came with, he had a little card and had a candy bar taped to it.
When you pick up out the outside, when you drive up?
Yep.
I had the same thing.
I know.
In Hudson, Wisconsin.
That's why I just mentioned it.
I had the same thing happen.
So that's a Home Depot
Brilliant.
thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, let us just tell
and
you
my
that again.
kids that were with me were like over the
This
moon.
is the drive up. Like, you know, when during COVID, when you did all the drive up for your order, and many of us still do it because hashtag don't get out of your car. Okay, we need to stop with the hashtags. So when you drive up to the outdoor drive up lanes and you're sitting there and then you call them, you're like, I'm outside. And they bring your new big screen TV out to your car for you.
Yep.
Or a hammer, whatever you're getting.
Toolbox.
Or that. And yeah, they give you a full-size candy bar.
Full-size candy bar. It wasn't even a snack. It was not a snack size. It was a full-size candy bar.
Simple. Like, what is it costing the Home Depot
and
to do that?
And it was like, the little card said like, hey, if you, like, sorry for the wait or something. Or it was a message or something.
Yes.
They had pre-printed, but it was like, you know, thank you for using us as your local Home Depot or something like that, blah, blah, blah. It was just like,
brilliant.
It was nice. So I have another one.
Oh. Is this Wendy?
And this is Wendy.
Okay.
So actually, I just heard about this morning that she's doing this. And I'm like, that is the most fantastic thing ever. And you kind of do this too a lot with after you meet somebody, you send them like a thing, like a thank you, a card or whatever it is. So what Wendy does is that she's in the roofing industry. So when...
In the what?
Roofing. She makes fun of me for how I say things, and I don't like it.
Sorry.
But she's in that industry. And when it comes Christmas time, house hat. Look back at previous episodes, you'll know what we're talking about. I think it was in the prequels. But when it comes around at Christmas time, she sends out previous homeowner clients that she's helped. She sends them out a Christmas card. And it's personalized. Like, personalized.
Okay.
So, she also sends out gift baskets. So, after she completes an actual person's home, even if they were like a client from 10 years ago or something. Realtors are really good at this too. I still get my Christmas wreath from my realtor every single year. And he comes and drops it off at my door himself. He doesn't have a service do it. He literally comes and drops off a Christmas wreath, real live Christmas wreath at my door.
This is what marketing is.
It is.
It's the personal touch. And I'm going to, I see your example and I bring another example. I'm going to raise you. But I'm going to talk about Holly. We love Holly. Holly Burnett's
Yes.
with Beyond Design and House of Color, who has done both of our color analysis. What are you?
I am an autumn.
I am a cool summer. And we're both wearing the colors in our season today, actually, which
Yes, we
coordinate with our set. Planned.
Always
Because we got
planned.
clout. Anyway, we went and saw Holly. We both have had color analysis and style analysis, which is why I'm wearing a V-neck. We're both the same. Aren't we both a romantic natural?
Yeah,
We're both the same style. Oh, we can do we're going to have Holly here sometime.
we are.
Because we love Holly. Anyway, what Holly does, which is amazing, if you're lucky enough, I better not say this because then people are going to be like, Holly, why didn't I? Her cousin owns a bakery, and every Christmas, Holly sends a tin of homemade chocolate chip cookies from her cousin's bakery.
Oh.
You don't think I like people who do things like that?
You remember that. That's
Always.
a personal touch.
Always. And this is when I work with my clients or I work with anybody at a meeting and I say, all right, you have to be memorable. It's all about, like both of us right now, these examples, that Home Depot, memorable. The chocolate bar maybe costs $1. The no
well,
cards
probably
are
now $2.15 or something like that.
Okay,
but
it's
whatever.
not eggs.
Not $45 for a carton.
Okay, I went to we're off the rails ever. I went grocery shopping this weekend and I looked. A dozen eggs was $8. I was like, nope, don't need eggs right now. Anyway, so the postcard, the chocolate bar, okay, $2, and the postcard they got them mass printed.
Yep.
We're not talking about a big budget,
No.
but a big impact.
Yeah.
So when I'm working with clients, it depends on who it is. Like if it's someone like me, ain't got no money. What can we do that's on the cheap? And there are some really great, memorable things you can do. The text from the hotel costs them no money unless they're using a program.
They're
that
probably
they bought.
paying for a subscription,
But you don't
still,
have to. You could just have somebody in house or
You
yourself,
could have
like at
Jane
the end of the
sitting
day.
at the front desk, just being like,
Yeah.
"Thanks for being awesome and
Yeah,
using
on
our
like the
service
house
today."
cell phone, the hotel cell phone. Yeah. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's about being memorable.
And talk about, okay, just kind of off it. Think about Disney. And I remember this years ago when I went to Disney. I think I was like 7 or something like that. But went to Disney. We stayed in one of the Disney hotels there. Every single, and I know they're probably, well, they are told that they have to do this. But like every morning we woke up, we went to go do the stuff. We came back, our room was clean. And then they make like the little towel animals that are sitting on the thing with the chocolates and stuff like that.
My
like,
daughter-in-law talks about those all the time.
I know, like, that's such, like, a unique thing. And Disney is just magical in general. But, like, adding that
People
little
do that with the
extra
toilet
thing-
paper, where they can make the toilet paper,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
into little things, or there's
little
ways
thing,
to, like,
yeah. Like,
stamp
little
'em.
emblems, yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't like how they do that, because then they, like, put the toilet paper, like, on the faucet of the
Tara.
water. And I'm like, then it gets all wet.
Are you an over or an under toilet paper person?
Over.
Is there any other way?
There's no
No.
other way. If you're doing it the other way, I'm
you're
sorry,
an
you're
under-
psychotic.
Absolutely. 100%. But we still want you to like and subscribe.
Just kidding, we heart you. Or wait, how is the new kids doing it these
Oh,
days?
no, oh, yeah. It's
What
like,
is it?
Oh, you know what? It's like, why? What? Everybody's got to be different. Everyone's got to have a new heart shape.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing gang symbols. If you're watching this on you, I'm trying to remember. Oh, wait. No. Wait. No.
Tara, if you're listening right now, Tara's trying to figure out how to make a heart sign with her hands, but it looks more like gang symbols. So
It's
if we have
supposed to be-
offended
this is
somebody
what-
that's coming for us, we apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what the kids are
Every
doing.
generation's
toilets.
got to have their own.
Skibbity toilets.
Yeah, I was doing that
Scooby-Doo.
so my husband and I are Santa and Mrs. Claus, and this year as Mrs. Claus, I'd like grab all the I wouldn't grab the teenagers. I would gather the teenagers and I'd be like, let's take a selfie. And I would do that and be like, skibbity. Yeah, I was trying.
Skibbity toilet. I don't know. I'll figure out what it is and maybe next episode.
Mrs.
if I
Claus always
remember.
tries to be up on the latest slang so that I can,
I'm lucky that my children are not to that age yet, so I don't have to deal with the skibbity toilets right now. I get the bros. Bro.
Yeah.
My oldest does that.
It's just so fun though. It's fun to see how it changes every couple of years. and-
It's interesting. There used to be words that I used to say all the time.
So I'm a hashtag Gen X baby, and the radio station I often listen to when I'm working from home has like all hits of the 80s. And I was texting my cousin today and I was like, I think it's so funny now when we're listening to 80s songs that those are like the oldies. that we're now getting to be the generation where our music growing up, it's no longer like the 50s, like the Beach Boys.
Teenagers saying that the 90s and the 2000s are now old music.
Oh, good grief.
Because I ask younger teenage generation or whatever, because I am not an 80s baby, but I love 80s music.
Heck yeah.
That's
where
where
the
I
win.
live.
It's the best generation.
It's literally where I live.
Best generation.
I have an older soul too, so it kind of just fits. But anyways.
Once upon a time.
That's the second song.
Once when you were mine.
But I'll ask like teenage, I'm like, oh yeah, that one song by whatever, Meatloaf or something like that. And they're like, the food?
Okay,
No.
I think it depends on who raised them, because I'm meeting more and more teenagers that know 80s songs, that they were raised well.
Well, and all the stuff is coming back around now. So like the stirrup pants
but
and all
also
of that.
the music's being sampled in today's
new music.
rap and hip hop.
Oh, there's that guy I found him on TikTok, but he's the Pops guy.
Is he the one that goes, if this was an 80s song? And he turns like today's songs into 80s songs?
No, he was he plays two roles. So he plays like the kid and then he plays like the dad, but he has like a paper white mustache that he slaps on his face. And then the kid's like, "Hey, Pops, listen to this. It's the new craze." And then like in the background it will show the music video, and then he like turns on the stereo and it's like some new song or something. But then the dad's like, kids these days, and then he'll flip and he's like, watch this, and then it's like Vanilla Ice or something from way back when, but it's like a sampled song that whatever. It's really funny to watch him. So if you're on TikTok, I don't remember his name, but
we'll have to do some short vignettes of these podcasts, and I'll post them over on TikTok. Well, you can, because you have more followers than I do, and Dapper Dog.
But that's all dog stuff. Dog people don't want to watch this.
Well, we're going to wrap things up, friends. And next time, you're going to want to tune in next time to episode 3, where we might be wearing dog collars from Dapper Dog Marketing. No. And we'll be eating full-size chocolate bars, not these small, just so you know. In the Crown today, what we're featuring in the Crown is I brought back all kinds of chocolates from Canada. We have some coffee crisp, which Tara talked about this in one of our prequels or one of our episodes. She tried to describe this. She did a horrible job.
It was hazelnut
trying to describe this, but I brought some back from Canada.
But I knew it was in a yellow wrapper.
We have coffee crisps, and we have O. Henry's.
O.
Henry's, super good, has nuts. So if you are allergic to nuts, don't come hang out here because you'll die. And then we have Arrow, which are just ASMR.
And it's not so even, it's like the arrows, like they're not.
It's so light and airy, and it's just so good.
It's like chocolate air.
So if you come hang out with us, actually, come see us on April 6th in Woodbury, Minnesota.
I think it's 5th.
Godly. Whatever the first Saturday of April is.
It's the first Saturday in April. We're going to be at Woodbury High School.
For the Woodbury Expo.
For the Woodbury Expo, for the Woodbury Chamber.
All day, like 10 to 2.
We have a bunch of people that we're going to be interviewing live there.
And I'll have Canadian chocolates.
We'll have Canadian chocolates. Come say hi.
In the Crown.
Maybe you'll be featured in a podcast. Maybe
we'll probably have a live mic where you can come by and ask us a good question or tell us your favorite marketing thing or your favorite chocolate.
Or how much you love us.
Or that. Okay, so until next time, when we are going to talk more about all things networking, marketing, wizardry, everything you need to know and didn't know you needed to know. I'm Princess Paula.
I'm Tara B.
Together we are Royally Unhinged.